Message begins right now. The Arcturians through Suzanne Lai. One of the tasks of this now is to remember how to communicate via fifth-dimensional telepathy. This telepathy begins with your own higher self. In this case, your higher self is likely on board one of the many ships surrounding Gaia. Perhaps you are just awakening to the fact that you can easily communicate with your alter ego on the ship. Your alter ego is the fifth-dimensional you that is also existing simultaneously with your third, fourth-dimensional you. This you is now in the process of altering and transmuting your expression of self back into your true, multidimensional self. As you do so, your perceptual field will begin to greatly expand. When you expand your consciousness, and therefore alter your perceptual field, your attention suddenly flip from a third-dimensional perceptual field into a fourth-dimensional perceptual field. Your perceptions may even expand into a fifth-dimensional perceptual field. Sometimes this expansion of your consciousness might occur in the middle of a sentence, or in the middle of a conversation with your higher self. At first, you may believe that you are speaking to your fifth-dimensional self. Then, suddenly, you may realize that you are speaking to an even higher dimensional expression of yourself, or you may be speaking to your higher dimensional self, and then suddenly, you realize that you are also speaking to your third-dimensional self. What is occurring is that the time and space within your perceptual fields are being released or altered because your consciousness is expanding into the fifth-dimensional expressions of your multidimensional self. Once you are free of fourth-dimensional time and space, you quickly, or gradually, move into the now of your fifth-dimensional self. Your fifth-dimensional self resonates to all the expressions of yourself that can move into and out of your awareness for reasons that you may, or may not, be fully aware of. But as this begins to occur, allow yourself to relax into the experience that, suddenly, or slowly, you can perceive a reality that is beyond the third dimension to which you have habitually been, well, we would say, addicted to. However, this addiction to a third-dimensional perception of reality is now being released, and you are hungering for a return back to the multidimensional self-you that you are now remembering you have always been. You may also be getting messages from the Golden Ones, who are constantly reminding humanity that it is the now to transmute and unconditionally love every incarnation that you have ever held on the body of Gaia. Specifically, you are assigned to begin your pre-ascension field clearing. During this pre-ascension clearing, you will need to go back into every incarnation that you have ever had on the body of Gaia to unconditionally love and transmute all and any imbalanced energy fields you have ever had in any of your incarnations on Gaia. Just as you must pack out what they have packed into their campsite, your ascension process calls on you to clearly observe and unconditionally love all the lessons of all the lives that you have ever taken on the third-dimensional, perceptual field of Gaia. Then you can thank Gaia for the opportunity to use her third-dimensional planet as a format for your adventures into ascension. After you have cleared any darkness or imbalance that you have left on Gaia, you will thank Gaia for allowing you to join her on her adventure into being a third-dimensional planetary body. You can also thank Gaia for providing you with a format in which you can assist with the great task of planetary ascension. You have now, or soon will be, in full revelations of your original decision to leave your fifth-dimensional ship or fifth-dimensional home world to come to Earth in order to assist with the process of planetary ascension. Many of you have chosen to come to assist Gaia during this now. Most of you who will find yourself reading or listening to this message are beginning to wake up or have fully awakened to your own higher self. Your higher dimensional expression of self is likely serving on one of the fifth-dimensional ships that are assisting Gaia during this now. This higher you is surely assisting you to clear any karmic imbalances on Earth that has not yet been balanced and cleared. You are being called to transmute, unconditionally love, and clear any dissonant energy fields that you have ever left on the body of Gaia during any of your physical incarnations. This might seem like a very difficult task. Furthermore, you may not know how you could begin to even remember all that you must transmute from all your incarnations. But, fortunately, your collective self, the collective energy patterns of the every vessel you have ever taken, is able to be your personal guide. This collective version of yourself is actually a higher dimensional expression of yourself. Therefore, this higher you is able to take your human you through all of the lives in which you were priests and priestesses for Gaia and served as keepers of the land. Your higher self can also take you through any incarnations in which you were keepers of the land in your human form, as well as lives in which you were keepers of the waters in your whale or dolphin form. Yes, many humans choose to take incarnations as a whale or dolphin, as these two species have much in common. All of these versions of you work to assist Gaia's beloved planetary body during your many incarnations on Gaia's beloved planetary body. Therefore, you have now returned to Gaia to assist her with her planetary ascension. Most of you have returned via your fifth dimensional starship, and have taken an Earth vessel that lives simultaneously with your fifth dimensional self on the ship. Therefore, you have your fifth dimensional self on board the ship, and your third dimensional self on board the body of Gaia. Your fourth dimensional self flows through the astral plane through which you can travel back and forth between the third and fourth dimensions during your meditations and during your many services that you give to others. You give great service to others because you know that you can, and because you remember incarnation in which you did not remember the joy of giving. You remember incarnations in which you thought that you were just physical, but you also remember special incarnations in which you have remembered that you are a beautiful, multidimensional being who has taken a third-dimensional vessel in order to assist Gaia. This knowledge of your multidimensional self has greatly expanded your perceptual field. There were also incarnations in which your consciousness was lost in your third-dimensional reality. During those incarnations you forget the important information about yourself. But then, one day, you were walking in the woods, laughing with a friend, meditating or having an amazing dream, and you remembered. You remembered that you are a beautiful multidimensional being whose perceptual field expands beyond the limitations of your third-dimensional physical self, into your fourth-dimensional astral self, and to your fifth-dimensional light body self, who is on your starship ready to assist Gaia. While you are in your third-dimensional self, your brain will guide you through your thoughts and actions, but it is your state of consciousness that determines which frequency of brain waves you maintain and are what you are prepared to perceive. Your higher frequency brain waves afford you a greater understanding of what is occurring in your reality, as well as an easier return to your innate, multidimensional perceptual field of reality. Once you can maintain this multidimensional perceptual field, your fifth dimensional and beyond perceptions become normal in your daily life. Then, the higher frequency expressions of your multidimensional self begin to integrate more and more with your third-dimensional Earth vessel, and you will begin to remember more and more of the many incarnations that you have taken on the body Gaia. Each of these incarnations has left an energy field on Gaia. In some incarnations you ascended into the light, and the energy field that you left was a transmutational, shifting energy field which others were able to visit within their own meditations. By meditating with the intention of assisting Gaia, these meditational visits to higher energy fields also assisted with their own personal ascension. There are also other dimensional fields on Gaia that are lower dimensional energy fields. As a service to Gaia, you will be called on to perceive these lower frequency energy fields within your meditations, via your dream body, or even from the perception of your fifth dimensional self. Once you perceive these lower frequency energy fields in which you, or others, were lost to the illusion of the third dimension, you will remember to send those energy fields unconditional love, as well as to blaze them with the transmutational power of the violet fire. As you do so, you will see how those tainted energy fields instantly, or gradually, transmute back into the pure expression of fifth-dimensional Gaia, which was innately there for you to experience within your fifth-dimensional now. However, because the blissful now of fifth-dimensional Earth has too often been disrupted and lowered into the frightening time-space of third-dimensional Earth, we remind our dear Ascending Ones that it is their task and honor to transmute these energy fields. It is also their chosen responsibility to maintain that higher energy field by returning again and again to share their unconditional love and violet fire. We know that it may seem impossible to find all these lower energy fields, but you will not have to find them all, as these energy fields will find you. These energy fields that need to be transmuted are aware that the higher light is beckoning them. Therefore, these energy fields are actually calling to you and asking you to please transmute them, because they want to move into the planetary ascension process. Because the you that you are within this now are able to appreciate that all of Gaia is alive, you can believe, and therefore perceive, when an energy field is communicating with you. In fact, all of Gaia's energy fields can, and do, communicate with you on a regular basis. However, you will need to expand your perceptual field in order to be consciously aware of these messages. These messages are not coming from a third-dimensional human being. Instead, these messages are coming from a third-dimensional place on Gaia, from a past incarnation, from a component of yourself that needs to be assisted in the astral plane, and, wonderfully, from your own higher dimensional expressions of self. These higher expressions of you are assisting the you who is wearing an earth vessel within this now. It is this you, the you who is currently wearing an earth vessel, that has accepted the awareness of your other incarnations, as well as the duty to unconditionally love and transmuted all these incarnations. It is this you that is remembering the key to ascension. To share this key to ascension, we will tell you a story of a man who was trapped in a very tall tower and was told that he had a certain amount of time to find a way to escape. During their time in the tower, he went up, he went around, he looked here and there, and he tried everything. In fact, he tried everything again and again. Then his time was up and his guides came to them and said, "We are sorry, but you have not found the way out. Therefore, you must remain here." "But I tried everything," said the man. "I have looked here, I looked there, I looked up, and I looked down. I tried everything." "This is not fair," cried the man. "There is no way out." Then, the one who had the key to ascension said, "Did you try the front door?" We wish that you could all realize that all you need to do is to just open the front door. The front door is your third eye, the front door that is your high heart. This front door is opening now, with every unconditionally loving thought, and during every time you remember to transmute the darkness with the violet fire. With every unconditionally loving deed, with every process of transmutation, with every memory of yourself, and with every service that you give to others, you also give to your beloved planet Gaia. We, the members of your higher expressions of self, look after and protect our brave warriors who have taken Earths. We also say to you, all of you, thank you for remembering the contract that you made before you took this incarnation to assist with planetary ascension. Thank you for representing us so wisely, so lovingly, and completely within the midst of Gaia's planetary change that has left most of you in the grips of the chaos that precedes all change. Blessings to you all, and please remember that we, the beings of your higher and multidimensional self, are with you always and assisting you within your every breath. We are you, the Arcturians, and your galactic family. End of the message. Much love to all of you soul sisters, brothers. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to get notified moment by moment. Watch DNA Awakening previous videos for a universal understanding. New subscribers will be updated with the latest articles and informations. We hope this channel has helped you discover where to start on your actual spiritual path. It's a good karma to put a like, comment, subscribe and share with your beloved ones. Leave your suggestion in the field below. All the love to you, beautiful souls.